Yes, my people, another day, another dollar. So yesterday was Wednesday, I believe, and this is my 1 hour chart, and we can actually see that price is currently bearish. Yes, we've had this MSB on this bigger time frame. However, now looks like price is pulling back. And for those of you that know DTFX, then there's something that he says where it says if the SNDR is violated, hashtag liquidated, then return to the origin of the move. So we understand that this was my origin. I mean, not origin, sorry. This was my SNDR, and price did tap into it. However, we failed to bounce from it and take out our previous higher high. So I already know that this SNDR is weak, and like Dave says, once this SNDR is liquidated, then it returns to the origin of the move. So now we cannot, I wouldn't say expect, but we can almost anticipate that price will come back, tap into the unmitigated move origin, and then hopefully we start bouncing back up, or we might completely rip through it. However, we also understand through market structure, if this is my protected low, and if this is my weak high, everything inside of this is just internal structure, and all we've been doing is, you know, breaking structure to the downside. There's no indication that price wants to head higher. We haven't been making higher highs and higher lows. We haven't had a market structure shift. We haven't had break of structure to the upside. All we've been doing is having market structure breaks or break of structures to the downside. So it's clear to say that price is bearish. Internally, externally, price is still bullish because this is my protected low. Price needs to disrespect this low, and I now know that this will be a 1 hour market structure break. Until then, everything inside of just internal structure. So now that I got that out the way, when we head over to the 5 minute chart, we can actually see that price is also bearish based off structure, and you could say the SMA. But even so, what happened? We took out this high, we took out this high, then we took out this low. So if you're someone that likes to take the first flip, then initially you have your 1, you have your 2, you have your 3, 4, 5, and then obviously price has now dumped. Why would I not take this trade? Because of the SMAs. Price has not gone fully below my 200 SMA. So me taking this, it will never be a star. Yes, if you want to be aggressive or you want to break the rules, go ahead. I don't make the rules. That's up to you. But for me personally, I wouldn't be able to take this just due to the rules that I have put in place. And we can now see like prices just dumped. Okay, so where price is now dumped, there's two things you can do. You can wait for price to pull back, because we understand that price needs to do what? Expand, pullback, expand, pullback. So now it looks like price is in a pullback phase. Yeah, so it looks like now price is in a pullback phase where now it wants to make higher highs and higher lows. And if we let price play out, we essentially tap into this ever slow slightly, where this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially a 5. But would I be able to take this? No. Why? Because we're below the SMA. But now we're above from this MSB here, or market, whatever you want to call it, don't really care. And then you let price play out. Okay, so now we have our 1, 2, 3, we swept 4, 5. Okay. Let price take out this high here. See if we get some sort of retracement. Okay, so we've now taken that internal high. Let's see if we get something. Tap into it. And price flips bearish now. If we go to my 5 minute, we can see how we reacted off the 618 nicely. we created a double top. So now you could say that this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, 4, 5. However, I would need a confirmed flip, so let's just double check. So I would need price to take out this low first before I would have engaged anything. Obviously, again, well, we've gone way past my trading time, and then throughout PM, you can see we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So now you can see we had a, yeah. Let me not even share it. Let me not even show that. But going back to the 1 minute chart, you can see how this ended up being 1, this ended up being 2, this ended up being 3, this ended up being 4, and then this ended up being 5. And then again, prices below the SMAs, we finally get above, yeah. And then we have SPS model 1, where now this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 3, 4, 5. Is that? Sorry, this is my 2. This is my 1, 4, 5. And then in terms of entry, what could you have done? You could have used, let's see. I mean, you could have used this IB candle. Yeah, so you could have. No, you couldn't have. Okay, yeah, so you could have used this one, yeah. With your stop below there. And then you'll just target whatever. And then that could have been your one and done. Prices above the SMAs. You had a bigger time roll. You had a bigger SPS followed by SPS combo. Do you have RSI? Yeah, we have RSI as well over here. Let's see, we've got another one. Yeah, so at RSI there, so that showed me that this was a fake market structure break. You know, it's just a liquidity, and obviously price shot up. So whether you took a trade from the 618, and then let me just remove this one, and let me remove this one. So whether you took a trade from the 618, you still have a winner from the low to the high, of course. Let's change this setting to the classic. See, you still have a winner. And then if I get out my extra fib levels, then price taps the 272. So that's your third take profit, and then obviously that's your fourth. And if we let price play out for today, let's go to the 5 minute chart. You can see how price is still making higher highs and higher lows. Hence why I don't use imbalances to try and look for shorts. Because when you think price is you're gonna get a reaction from it for price to go down, it don't happen. I just use supply and demand areas. I'm gonna take a move origin, SNDRs, fractals. That helps me to see whether price wants to move up or down. I don't use imbalances, and yeah. But yeah, so that's it for today. There wasn't really a trade. I mean, there was earlier on, but if we're gonna be strict from 3 to 5, then there wasn't a real trade that I could have potentially taken. If I'm gonna be completely honest. But yeah, so that's it for today, and I'll see you lots tomorrow, innit? Love.